Good evening. My name is Ed, and I'm known as KC3YFZ. That is my FCC call sign. And we are here today to go over how your radio control and drone aircraft club could benefit by working together with the amateur radio community into engaging new people, the general public, and to gather more interest. The reason why I got into amateur radio is the working on challenging projects and constantly learning. Amateur radio offers that the ability to learn year-round. What does amateur radio have in common with remote control model planes and drones? Shared use of radio frequencies. Currently, without a license, you're using certain frequencies and a certain amount of power. If you were to get your technician's license, that would open up the ability to use more power in your transmitting and to use a whole new set of frequencies, which could free up bandwidth and less interference. Also, electronics and the do-it-yourself hobby culture. Our club and what you all do, we're tinkerers, we're builders, we're inventors. The concepts of antennas, signal strength, interference, and range optimization are critical in both of our endeavors. What I'd like to show you now is a 3-minute video from a RL to go over some of the things we do in amateur radio. Insert that video here.
Amateur radio, also known as ham radio, is a popular service and hobby that enables so many activities, from public service to scientific experimentation to sheer fun. With more than 740,000 practitioners in the U.S. and 1.75 million worldwide, there are federally licensed amateur radio operators everywhere, in your neighborhood, in your workplace, and in your schools. People just like you use ham radio to communicate without relying on the internet or a cell phone network, and it can go wherever you go. You can hike a trail, climb a mountain, or paddle a river, and take your radio with you. Ham radio even reaches as far as outer space. Ham radio operators can talk to astronauts aboard the International Space Station, talk to other operators through satellites orbiting Earth, and even bounce their radio signals off the moon and back. The amateur radio service is a valued element of neighborhoods and municipalities across the U.S. In times of disaster, when regular communications channels fail, the amateur radio service works with public service agencies such as FEMA, the American Red Cross, and the Salvation Army to assist emergency communications efforts. Amateurs can also use their radios to volunteer within their communities, providing communications for events like county fairs, parades, and road races. Although people get involved with amateur radio for many reasons, they all pass a test to earn the Federal Communications Commission license that shows they have a basic knowledge of the principles of electricity, radio technology, and operating rules. This knowledge has practical everyday applications that educators have used to teach science, technology, engineering, and math concepts. Lots of hams got into the hobby as kids and followed their interest in radio to exciting careers as astronauts, engineers, pilots, and more. The ham radio frequencies begin below the AM broadcast band and extend into extremely high microwave frequencies. Ham radio operators use these frequencies to communicate with each other using microphones, Morse code, and even by interfacing a radio with a computer or tablet to send data, text, or images. Some compete in contests, trying to make the most radio contacts within a certain time frame. Amateur radio has been around for over 100 years, and the technology behind it continues to evolve and advance today. Operators are always finding new ways to explore amateur radio, experimenting with digital applications of this technology through things like coding, mobile apps, and drones. To learn more about the endless possibilities of amateur radio, where the technology is headed, and how you can get involved, visit ARRL, the National Association for Amateur Radio, at www.arrl.org.
Video is now over. As you see, amateur radio offers local communication, long-distance communication, learning about electronics, electronics theory, electronic history, and also applying them in a practical way, and will enhance your overall ability to gain a career or to save money. BARC itself has 47 members. 40% have the FCC extra license, that is your top license. 75% have a general license, and 51% are over 65, 49% are under 65 years old, and our age range is 14 through 80 plus. We are currently adding members at a 10 to 15% rate each year. My focus is on the 13 to 40-year-old demographic. So what we're trying to do here with the idea of bringing you out, we have a lot of space at the carnival grounds. We wanted to bring in another attraction that would help bring in new participants just to look around, and it's a really inexpensive outing for the community and a great way to show the public how much fun you have and answer questions straight up. Seeing it in person sold me in 30 minutes, and hopefully that's what we can do with this outing. We're also looking to maybe add some sales potential. One of our members used to do RC and said he had a bunch of stuff that he could even unload. So there's a lot of things that we can do with this, but again, we need to make sure you all can come out, and we only need a few of you to man the setup. It's 4 hours, and that's about it. We have bathrooms that are inside, no porta pots, and we have the electric and the space. So again, we're going to offer you a free ride, but of course the whole idea is we're doing that because we need you, and I think partnership is a great way to both clubs achieve our goals. Trying to draw attention to youth and get them off sitting around and just playing with a cell phone is a pretty large challenge. Now, one of the things I've already done with Brian is to go over all the safety risk, all the plans for a safe flight area. Brian came out and did a scope out of the area, took pictures, and used the mini drone to okay our flight area, and that has been done. We've developed what we call MOU. It's just to put in writing our understanding. It's not legally binding, but it just tells everybody what we're going to do, and it keeps us on track. One other thing we're going to offer is we use social media to gain attention, and by having you with us, we will be doing that, getting the word out about WHAM, and what I call cross-pollination of our Facebook algorithms, web page links, things like that. It actually gets you more views combining that way. Okay, as you see from the pictures here, we have a wonderful area. It's broken up, but within walking distance, we have free parking. And it's a wonderful location, and we have a really good relationship with the Upper Co Volunteer Fire Company. They also show an interest in drones, mainly for search and rescue or fire, meaning FLIR and things like that. So we're very accommodating to making this happen. So we see from the pictures, we definitely have a beautiful place, and we can accommodate a safe event. What do we do at BARC? We try to just get people involved. We try to make sure they're going to have success. I personally will go out to a person's home, take a couple radios. I will do site planning, make sure they're not sitting in a valley, make sure they can connect. We do all that. Anybody that's under 18, it's pretty much free. Our services, beginner help, site planning, doing radio programming. If you have to code your radios, sometimes that's a little bit difficult in the beginning. Our webpage has all the events, contests, training, seminars, reference material. It's almost like going to your library, one-stop shopping. We communicate through group, IO email, Facebook. We have a mentoring and training program. We put on this Hamfest. We also do social times at ArcNem K3 NEM, and that is a museum radio station in Hunt Valley, Maryland. We also help with homebrew small space antenna design guidance for POTA, which is Parks on the Air. We go out to parks and try to make contacts. If you're in a condo or apartment, can somewhat make it challenging, but we've figured out ways to get you communicating. So we do offer a nice little set of services. What I'm displaying here now is the basic concept of what our training is about through ARRL in order to get our licensing, and it goes over the basics of amateur radio, your basic laws and responsibilities, go over your signals, radio signals fundamentals, electricity components and circuits, propagation, that's your bounce through the air, learning how the atmosphere works, how to have your antennas, things about feed lines, how do you connect your antennas. Then we go into the equipment, how it's built. You'll learn basic schematic reading, electronic components, the building blocks. Then you'll learn about communicating with other hands, your rules on the band plans, making contacts, using repeater systems, our nets, which are like talk areas, and satellite operating. Yes, you can actually communicate with satellites. Section 7 is licensing regulations, different call signs, international rules, bands, privileges, and licensing. Operating regulations also has another section, third-party communication, remote and automatic prohibited transmissions, what you're not supposed to do, and how to identify yourself. And lastly is safety. We go over electrical safety, managing RF, and then again we go over all that. We go over basic safety, first aid. All those things are included in our reference section, and we stay up to date with our first aid. So that's a good thing to do. The other thing we can and again, this is pretty much a base introduction to what we do and how we relate. And what we're trying to do is just get maybe 4 people out for the 4 hours, and you know, there's food there if you need it. And again, just a nice, great day to come out and possibly have 400 people to see the fun that you have. So that's the pitch. And if you have questions, I personally want to learn to fly a drone, so I'm kind of interested in both. And the ability to have people that I can gain that knowledge is just nice to have. So again, if you have questions, bring them on and we'll see what we can do. for you. Thank you. Have a great day.